we go. Says Shar Bitachon. There's another principle we have to know. You have to know that Hashem is observing you. Nothing is hidden from him. Right? The Gemara says that why is the Ganav punished more than Gazlan? What's the difference with Gazlan? Gazlan is a guy who robs people in broad daylight. Ganav, he goes in secret. He busts into people's houses at night and robs them at night. So the Torah punishes the Ganav more severely than the Gazlan. Why? Because the Gemara says like this. The Gemara says, Gazlan, he's shoter. He doesn't care to steal from people's faces. But Ganav, you have sovis. You have a face. You don't want to steal from people in public. You're embarrassed of people. You're not embarrassed of Hashem. So Ganav gets smacked worse. He gets hit more, right? Because why are you going at night? Because you're scared of people. Why are you not scared of Hashem? You don't think Hashem sees. The Gemara says so much so that the Ganav is a contradiction. The Gemara says there's the Ganav's prayer. You know what the Ganav's prayer is? He goes and he stands before he robs the house of Hashem, you should give me haslacha. I should be able to break in fast. Find all the jewels right away. I should be able in and out, clean job, no mess. I should be successful. He davens. The Gemara says he davens before he robs the house. You're davening to Hashem, so you should be successful to rob and do against Hashem's Torah. Yeah, that's how we could get to such a point, because we don't believe in Hashem's total hashgacha. We don't believe that Hashem sees everything. We think that some things, the guy goes to daven in the morning, he prays to Hashem, then he goes to work, and he plays monkey business at work. He goes and he curses. He goes and he looks at things he's not supposed to look at. How could you do that? Yeah, that's what happens to us. We get a ruach shtut. We think for a second, we have mental lapse. We think that Hashem doesn't see for a second, and we start doing monkey business. Therefore, he says we have to always remind yourself that Hashem always sees. The Baalei Musar say, whenever you do something, you always have to think in the back of your mind, imagine your father was standing right next to you. Imagine your Rebbe was standing right next to you. Imagine someone took out their phone and made an Instagram reel, a story of what you're about to do. And it would go everywhere. It would go viral. It would go everywhere. Everybody would see. You'll put it on one of those, pages of the news, the updates that people get. What would you say? You would think 1,000 times before you would do something. You would make it look, you push yourself to not let anybody say anything bad about you. You would do it the best way possible. That you shouldn't do the sin. You shouldn't look bad in people's eyes. So why do we do that only in that situation? We should always be walking around like that. You know why? Because Hashem sees. Because Hashem is always looking at everything we do. As it says, and from this, Hashem, from how Hashem sees you act behind closed doors, that's how Hashem will see if you really believe in Him with a full heart or not. The people who go behind closed doors, they look religious and they go in front of everybody, but then behind closed doors, they do Hashem Yerachem. Hashem sees you do not have bitachon with a full heart. You do not have emunah with a full heart. Why are you doing this? You think I don't see? As it says in the pasuk, Hashem yodea machshavot adam ki hema havel. It says in Tehillim chapter 94, Hashem knows the thoughts of man, and they are futile. The one who resides in the heart, he understands. You alone know the hearts of all people. That's why we said that a person has to realize that Hashem is always looking. The Chovot Halevavot used to say, when they came out with the recorder, the first early prototypes of the recorder, he says, I got a big musar from this. Why? He says, because really, Pirkei Avot says this. Ayin ro'ah, ozen shomat. Hashem sees and Hashem hears. All your deeds are getting written in Shammai in the book of Chronicles. And it will be shown to you after 120. And now Hashem gave us a physical representation. Look, the recorder. Hashem had this already from the beginning of time. Now Hashem gave us a physical representation in this world. Now you'll be able to understand how is it possible in Shammai everything gets recorded. Because look, you see, we have recorders now. Now we have video cameras. Now we have We have a crazy technology, face recognition, all this kind of stuff. We have to realize that this already was existing from before. Hashem already had this. This is us to give us a lesson and internalize that this is really real. And when you get this clear that Hashem is always looking, you will realize that it is improper for him to claim with words that he trusts in Hashem, and then what you'll be able to say that you trust in Hashem, but without truly trusting in Him in his heart and in his inner thoughts. Were he to do so, he would be on the level of who it says, "Befiv sfatav kibduni, libor hakmimeni." With his mouth and his lips, he honored me, but with his heart, he was distant from me. The people who talk and walk and act like they have bitachon, Hashem says, with your lips, you give me lip service. You come to shul, and you come to learn, and you make it look like an image, and then I know deep down, behind closed doors, your heart is distant from me. You don't act like the guy you present yourself as. That's why, what's our Yitzhara in this exile? The exile we live in is a dome, right? This is Esav. What's the animal that represents Esav? Chochke, pig. Everybody's very against chochke. Never I will eat chochke. Oh, pig, treif, chazer. Oh my gosh. But then, what do you have to realize? Why are we so anti that? We're so anti-pig because pig has split hooves, but doesn't chew its cud. On the outside, he looks kosher. On the inside, he's treif. And that's a lesson for all of us. We should not be wearing a costume. In Russian, they say suit, costume. It's a costume. You cannot be wearing a costume. Purim, you wear costumes. Not all year round, you wear costumes. Then what? The person looks like he's religious, but he has no emunah, he has no bitachon. People ask him for help. He only cares about himself. He should grow a religion, and these people around him need security if he doesn't get involved with them. That a person, he asks you for a loan, I don't have money for you. A person, behind closed doors, he sends his kids to yeshiva, but at night he watches and all these things he's not supposed to watch, all these movies. He's going in places in the city where he's not supposed to be going. And what? Hashem says, his lips were close to me. He looks like he's close to me, but his heart, I see. What, do you think you could play baloney with me? I see where your heart is. So therefore, we should all take upon ourselves to say, if we really believe in Hashem, you believe in Hashem when people are looking, and even when people are not looking. Some people, they're very worried about, what are people going to say? What are people going to say? We have to be worried about, what is Hashem going to say? Baruch Adonai.